Good afternoon and welcome to Entrepreneurs Live. This afternoon we are introducing to you a brand new show with Caryn Greeff, and the show is called Fascinate in 7 with Caryn Greeff. Now, first of all, we'd like to welcome Caryn to the show, and this is her show. She's going to be sharing her journey with us over the next couple of weeks, actually over the next 50 weeks, and it's going to be quite amazing, and she's going to teach you amazing things. So Caryn, welcome to your show.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm actually here, and it's 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. I don't think I've seen anyone so far this year. So, wow. Thanks for having me on the show. It's fantastic. Good to be here.
Oh, man, it's absolutely an honor to have you. Now, Caryn, I think let's start off with the nice questions. I want to ask you, would you tell us who is Caryn Greeff, and also tell us a little bit more about who is Fascinate in 7?
Okay. Caryn Greeff. I am a mom. I am a partner. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm all the different things that goes with. But I think I'm also a communication specialist, and I'm a team engagement specialist. So I come from a history of sales and marketing. My first career was actually in telemarketing, believe it or not. And so I went through the ranks of sales and marketing. And then I ended up in project management, and a very lonely position, actually, that I didn't enjoy too much. I thought I would, but I didn't. And it was through my career that I stumbled across Fascinate, and I became what they call Fascinate Certified Advisor. And I'm the only one in South Africa that does the Fascinate system, which is really exciting because we're making groundbreaking strides, in the program. And Fascinate in 7 is the name of my business. So it's based on the Fascination Communication Assessment. And it's based on the fact that there's 7 advantages that we use when we communicate. And each of us, have all 7, but we ultimately use the top 2 when we communicate and in our daily lives. So understanding what that communication advantage is allows you to create huge leverage in your personal life, business, wherever you need to.
That is so cool. The thing that drew my attention the very first time I spoke to you was when you said you're the only one in South Africa doing this. I mean, come on, guys, that is extremely special, because this is awesome. And Caryn, you're going to tell us now a little bit about it. So I don't want to go too much into that now.
Well, I think the listeners, thank you very much for actually tuning in and listening, because it's a really amazing opportunity for me to be able to showcase what I do. But most importantly is the fact that I absolutely love what I do. I really, really do. Having found this system has just changed lives, my own life, as well as other people that I've been working with. And it is applicable in so many ways. So I'm really thrilled to be on the show, because each week I'm going to be able to showcase different sides of what Fascinate is all about. And, you're going to get a little tidbit here, but as you get to know me and what I'm talking about, you'll see how Fascinate can actually be applied in every area of your life. So whether it is communicating with children, whether it's communicating with your colleagues at work, whether it is employees, keeping them engaged, there's so many ways that you can apply this in personal branding. So I don't like to put myself in a box and say I'm a branding specialist, or I specialize in branding using Fascinate, and I specialize in communication using Fascinate. So I'm very excited for everyone to actually get to see what the product's all about.
Oh man, that is absolutely awesome, Caryn. I love it. I love branding. As you know, I'm into branding myself. So you already got my attention. And I would love it if we can share with the people a little bit about it. You're saying you're doing assessments with people and all those kind of things. Tell us, how's the Fascinate assessment that you do different from the other assessments that's out there in the world?
Oh, I love that question. Okay, so firstly, just a little bit of history on Fascinate. I think it's important to mention that the founder of Fascinate is Sally Hogshead. She's a brand guru, voted in the world. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time now that she's been voted #1 in the world. She worked on taglines with Nike, Just Do It. She's a Hall of Fame speaker. So it comes with a huge backing, the product itself. So the assessment that we used is the first of its kind that is based on how the world sees you. So traditionally, all the other assessments that you get are based on psychology. And, I think people, if anybody knows Myers-Briggs, you've got Strength Finder, you've got different assessments that are out there. Fascinate is based on how the world sees you, and it's based on branding and marketing. So it's the same way that a big brand will get your attention by saying, I always use SARS because everyone in South Africa knows SARS. SARS uses alert. If you don't pay your taxes, you're going to jail. The same way each of us in our personalities have certain things that make people fascinated with you. And fascination it's the neuroscience of fascination. It's an intense focus. When you're fascinated on something, you're so engrossed in it. You're listening to everything. You're in a state of flow. And it actually shows diagrams where your brain opens up and you're open to receive. So when you're fascinating your viewer or your listener or the person in front of you and you're fascinating them, you've got them captivated and engrossed. And each person does this in a different way. So what the assessment does is it tells you how the world already views you and teaches you how to be more of that, shows you how to do more of what you're already doing. And a lot of the time it comes so naturally to us that we don't even know we're doing it. We don't know what that fascination advantage is. So we're doing it, but we don't know how to do more of it and we don't know how to leverage it. So the assessment actually shows you how to leverage that advantage in your daily life.
Oh my word, that is quite awesome. I didn't expect that. So that is so super cool, Caryn. I really appreciate that. Caryn, I've written down this one also, and this is also a very important question to me, and is, if I may ask, why is it important to know your fascination advantage? I know you touched a little bit on it, but I would love it if you can tell us just a little bit more. Why is it important? Because a lot of people do not really grasp that concept, that it's actually something that will explode your business and those things. Would you mind sharing that with us?
Okay. Each of us are fascinating in our own way. All right. So we respond to different people for different reasons. And if you know what that trigger is, if you know why people respond to you, what it is about your personality that makes somebody want to engage and talk to you, that makes people want to do business with you, and you can identify that and actually put it into words where you're coming out with taglines, where you actually base all your communication based on a tagline, like just do it. And you actually then have the confidence to go into networking meetings, to, you have the words to describe yourself in a confident manner. And the importance of knowing that advantage is strengths. It's wonderful to know your strengths. You all need to know your strengths. But in a commoditized and competitive environment, your differences matter far more. And when you understand how you're uniquely different to add value to somebody and what your flair is that you bring, that is the importance of knowing your fascination advantage. Because we can all be copywriters, we can all be, coaches, we can be whatever we are, but there's a certain element or a certain thing that we bring that is different and unique to everybody else. And Fascinate helps you uncover and discover what that unique thing is. And when you know that and you know how to leverage it, you just go out and be more. So it's bringing you back to being authentically who you are at your core. And it's something that you have naturally in you already. So it's just really putting a name. They often say that you don't see the wood for the trees. Because it comes so easily to you, you don't actually see that as being an advantage or a competitive advantage. And let's be honest, in today's crowded space, especially online, knowing what that competitive advantage is, knowing you at your best and who you are at your best is your very own competitive advantage. It's what sets you out from everybody else.
That's so true. One thing that I've learned in branding is, and if people don't understand this always, is I tell them, if you want to be out there and you want to be different and you want to stand out and you want your social media to work, you want your advertisements to work, you want your sales team to work, you need to find out who you are. Because if you don't know who you are and how to present yourself to people, then end of the day, the only thing that you're going to do is waste time. So that is quite interesting. And yeah, Caryn, what I would like you also to touch on a little bit, if you don't mind. I know it's a long journey ahead for us with the show and everything. Can you share with the people just a little bit of an idea where and what we're going with this? What are we aiming to achieve for the people with this?
Well, I think I've just actually finished working with a group of of people at the moment where, for me, the biggest payoff is to see them being able to describe themselves in 2 words and or 3 words. So the tagline, I've worked with a coach now that's come up with a tagline, which is trailblazing transformation alchemy, and when you go deeper into that, it really is at the core of who she is and what she's trying to achieve in her business. So she starts using that as her North Star, and she builds her whole business around that authenticity of what it is that she offers to everybody else. Now, not everyone's going to want trailblazing transformation, but those that do are going to resonate immediately with it. So it also sifts through, in a marketing environment, who you're spending time with. It brings your ideal client to you and what services you can offer them. And I think, another amazing thing about Fascinate, though, is even in my own family, when we were in lockdown, I was thrown into lockdown with 3 children, my partner, myself, and it was chaos. Chaos reigned supreme. I mean, it was me trying to tell the kids, now you've got to have these certain structures in place. You've got to do this and this. And each of them operate in different ways. So by me understanding their communication advantages, I was able to manage it far better and actually let them figure out their own way of doing things. So it's a communication speciality as well. It's also something that you can use in your business when you are talking to other people, and you can tap into what their communication style is. And you're then able to communicate in the same language, so to speak. You know, you communicate on their level and they communicate on yours. So it's a very, very powerful, powerful tool. Also, another thing that I absolutely love about Fascinate is discovering who you are is just the start. Because, you know, you might think that you're a certain way, but there's different personality traits that you have. And when you discover what those are, and you realize where in your life you've already been using it, and those are the times you've had success, you now actually just start operating in that zone of genius, so to speak. And I think that is, for me, when you actually see those people having those aha moments and, oh, I do this already, this is what I do, can I leverage that, you know? That's what gives me great satisfaction. So I really am excited to showcase how this benefits in, you know, in every area. And I'm going to put really a nice story so you can actually start seeing how it flows from one to the other. Because initially having 7 advantages or talking about 49 archetypes, people are like, what does that mean? You know, if I sit here and go, you innovation, you passion, you mystique, you alert, what is yours? They don't understand that language. So I'm really going to be in the next couple of sessions taking it down to, what does it mean to be innovative? What does that actually mean in your personality, and how are you naturally doing it already?
That is quite awesome. And Caryn, before we go to the comments, because we've got some comments for you, I would love it if you can just tell us a little bit. I know you launching a brand new system, or you just launched a new system. Would you like to just tell your viewers about it?
What do you mean by system? Sorry, David, I just...
That new course or something that you're doing with the people?
Okay, so well, it's not new. It's just we've got an ultimate personal brand playbook journey, which really takes you from the first step of discovering your fascination advantage and, you know, which two you use, right through to building your own personal tagline that you can use for your business, into marketing that, living your anthem, how you actually start communicating that in your marketing copy. So it's a fabulous, fabulous way for people to really brand their businesses and to really do it from authentic. You touched on personal branding and how important it is, but a lot of people don't know personal branding. They Google what it means, yes, and then they try and mirror people or copycat, if you want to call it that. And, oh, this one's doing that, maybe I should do that. And they wonder why it doesn't work. Because if you're not doing it from an authentic place, that's authentically you, you're not going to be able to maintain that. So when you understand what that advantage is and you build your brand around your advantages and around what makes you uniquely you, your personal brand is authentic. And the people that are drawn to that are the people that are always going to be there, because you're never going to change. It's who you naturally are at your best.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And guys, what you can do is we've dropped it in the comment sections on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, everywhere, Caryn's details. Go and contact her, because if you want to succeed in your business, if you want to move forward in your business, you need to understand this. You need to fascinate people. I keep on telling people, the first time I met Caryn, it's 7 seconds, it was over. I knew I had to speak to her, because that's what you need. Your most powerful brands, Caryn, you can say if I'm right or wrong, Nike, Coca-Cola, those guys, they fascinate you immediately. You know, one of my favorites is Nando's. Look at how they're doing things. They'll take a disaster and make it a marketing opportunity.
So they are innovation. That is their advantage. Absolutely. It's innovation, and they are irreverent. They are out of the box. Everything they do, it challenges the status quo. I mean, when Nando's put out an advert, most people go, oh, did they actually get away with that? Did they do that? But that's what people love about them. That's what people are drawn to with them. They absolutely love it. I mean, if you look at, somebody asked me the other day, give me an example of a person that's alert. And I thought, Chuck Norris. You think about Chuck Norris or Mary Poppins, it's consequence, you know, and each person has that. So yeah, it really is fascinating. And you have 7 seconds, by the way. That is what it is. That's why it's Fascinating 7. It's 7 advantages. Fascinating 7, you've got 7 seconds to make an impression, which I have to tell you is less than the attention span of a goldfish. Just saying.
That's awesome. Let me quickly give you some messages before we go. We've got Leonie saying, welcome, Caryn. When I think of Caryn Greeff, I just remember you as a smiling Caryn. So much positive vibes coming from your side. Oh man, that's awesome.
Thanks,
Then we've got
Ian.
Miss Giff saying, "Hey, Caryn and David, looking fantastic." Oh, thank you. But Caryn is the one that always looks nice. uh, then we've
Not
got
6 o'clock in the
Maggie.
morning.
We've got Maggie Naidu saying, "Absolutely fantastic, fascinating, Caryn." Oh, I like that. That's an awesome message. Yes, I
Thank you
agree with you, Maggie.
so
It is
much.
fascinating. And we everybody's just saying it's looking awesome, it's looking good. And Stephen Levy is saying Happy New
Oh,
Year and a
Stephen.
fascinating 2021. Now that's a
Indeed, it
motto
will
we
be.
can live by.
I'd like to
So
just say
yeah,
as well, yeah, everybody, please, if you want to know how this unfolds, you've got to tune in because I really am going to go into completely different aspects of it. So as we go, you'll get to know more about Fascinating 7, and I can't wait to share it with you. It's life changing. It changed my life, and that's all I can say. I can speak from experience of who I am and how I show up authentically now, based on what I know I do naturally anyway.
I love it, Caryn. That's how it's going to be. Guys, you're going to tune in every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central African time, and you're not going to miss Caryn. Caryn's going to change your life for you. Caryn, I thank you for being with us. I know you are exceptionally busy. Oh, wait, we've got a last minute comment. What is your fascination power tip for entrepreneurs in 2021? This is from Miss Giff.
Ms. Kip, what is my fascination power tip?
Yeah, your
Okay.
fascination power tip for entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, the biggest thing that you need to do right now is differentiate yourself. And I think that there's so many people that are trying to make an impact on
Love
the
it.
world. Bring your brilliant difference. Bring who you are at your best and show up as that all the time. And when you know what that is, it makes it easy to show up authentically each and every time. Discover your fascination advantage. Discover that thing that makes you uniquely you and what makes you different to everybody else in the industry.
I love it, Caryn. Thank you so much. And viewers and listeners, we appreciate you tuning in today. Do not miss next week. We're going to be back with Fascinating 7 with Caryn Greeff. Caryn, thank you for being with us. See you next week.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited about the journey going forward.